Hi, I Sailor Moon, and I Sailor Venus here, and today we're going to talk about who does Sailor Moon love more. Is it Tuxedo Mask Darien, or is it Sailor Star Fighter Dustin? Well, as you know, Sailor Venus, and the fifth following is Sailor Moon, called Sailor Stars, which the one that Deacon Cloverway and Pioneer never got the rights to work with, but Viz got the right to work with years later. There was a kinship between Dustin, Sailor Star Maker, who, keeps showing up, who kept offshooting him in to be some kind of stead holder for Tuxedo Mask Darien when he went off to the Wanted Reichs to go to high learning, which I didn't know he got slain at the time. And even though we were friends, Sailor Star Fighter or Dustin thought there was more to it than it was. And for some time, he kept on not believing that I had a boyfriend, soon to be husband at the time. And it wasn't until the last following of Sailor Stars, where he ended up meeting Darien and told her, "Well, I'm happy you got your boyfriend back," and told Darien, "Hey, you better take good care of her." And Darien's like, "Yeah, I will take good care of her." But he was only playing around. So there were some folks out there who brought up this belief if I loved him or not. Well, the truth is, Dustin, Sailor Star Maker, was only Sailor Star Fighter, I guess. Yeah, Sailor Star Fighter was only a friend and nothing more. And yes, he does have, yes, he does happen to have this way of showing up when I needed him. And he did end up throwing a rose once. But at the end of the day, he was only a friend to me, and I kept telling him many times, even when we were going out, even when we were happened to be together, that I already had a boyfriend. He was Darien, and at the time, Dustin really didn't believe it. Dustin's like, "Oh, you keep talking about this boyfriend, but I never see him or anything. You keep writing sheets to him, but he never answers back. You know, and Dustin kept thinking that he could take that stead or whatever he thought at the time. My heart will always be and always belong to Darien Tuxedo Mask. No need what offshoot of Sailor Moon there is, either it be Toei or Viz or Cloverway or Deke or Pioneer or whatever offshoot there is. Either Renaissance Atlantic. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. Some folks in the Sailor Moon followership tend to wonder if Sailor Moon loved Tuxedo Mask or did she love Sailor Star Fighter. And a lot of folks wondered why was Tuxedo Mask written off of Sailor Stars. Well, right after the Queen Helena thing, he had to go to the Wanted Reichs to go to higher learning. So they were writing him off. And what happened was Sailor Galaxia struck him when he was on the skyship. He got slain, and sadly Sailor Moon didn't know until the last followings of Sailor Star that he was slain along with many other folks. Um, and you had Sailor Fighter, Sailor Star Fighter Dustin, who belonged to a team called the Free Lights, which were the Free Star, who were the Sailor Starlights, who were really just doing songs to have their Queenling come back. And Dustin, Sailor Star Fighter, he'd be friendly with Sailor Moon. They'd go out, they'd talk, and all kinds of stuff. And then in his mind, he thought, "Oh, well, she doesn't have a boyfriend. Well, why would he think she doesn't when she talks about him and showed him a likeness of him once and told him many times, but whatever, Dustin just didn't believe her. And when Dustin did happen to throw Rose once to help her, and she broke down, and she's like, "Well, I miss Tuxedo Mask. I miss Deer." He goes, "Well, am I not good enough?" Well, why? First off, he's good enough to be a friend. I mean, that should have been good enough for him. Well, the truth is, Sailor Venus, that by the end of the end of Sailor Stars, when I beat Sailor Galaxia and we beat Madness, and everyone gets healed and comes back to life, and he meets Darien, he goes, "Well, I'm glad you got your boyfriend back, Serena." And then he tells Darien, "Well, you better take care of her." And Darien's like, "Oh, I will." He goes, "Oh, I'm only kidding." So I think Dustin did believe at the end of Sailor Stars, he did trust that I had Darien, that I had a boyfriend, and Darien was my boyfriend, Tuxedo Max. Um, so I did care about Dustin as a friend. That was as far as I went. But I did. But at the end of the day, my heart and my love will always be with Tuxedo Max Darien. No need what offshoot of Sailor Moon it happens to be. Oh, I know there might be some folks writing follower tales or lover tales out there, whatever you want to call them, and want to say whatever they want to say. I have no running lead over that. But as far as the true Sailor Moon work goes, either it be Toei or Viz, Toei or Deke or Cloverway, Pioneer, Renaissance Atlantic, or even Viz, Darien or whatever will always be the one I truly cared about. And, Dustin, Sailor Starfighter, well, I did care about him, but only as a friend. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. A lot of Sailor Moon followers out here do not talk about that. I mean, okay, some of them do, but a lot of them do not. And that's going to end this film. And if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life, which will be our handle sometime later on this month. Well, that's the last film we made yesterday over here when we were Judas the Healer, Judas the Freer. I, Sailor Venus, and I, Sailor Moon. We'll see you later. Bye.